Google Gemini can now do much more than just answer your queries because Gemini Spark, Google's personal AI agent, is now expanding to more users and more countries. Google Gemini's official X account has confirmed that Gemini Spark is now rolling out to Google AI Pro outside the United States. Google describes Spark here as a personal AI agent that works in the background 24/7 and completes work under the user's direction. So this is not just another new Gemini model or a slightly updated chatbot interface. Google is basically trying to convert Gemini from an assistant that gives you an answer into an agent that can actually complete longer tasks, create schedules, follow reusable skills, work with connected applications, and continue running in the cloud even when your laptop is closed or your mobile phone is locked. But Spark was not available to everyone from the beginning. Here, inside the quoted order post, Google says that Gemini Spark has initially started rolling out to Google AI Pro subscribers in the United States and that it would be expanded to Pro subscribers in more countries later. This update says Gemini Spark starting rolling out with schedules and skills in the United States, so these two features were not added months after Spark. Schedules and skills were already central part of its initial product idea. Then on June 17, an expanded rollout, but at the stage, several countries were still excluded including Asia, Australia, Canada, Japan, Hong Kong and South Korea. And this part is important because the main thing here is that the Spark is not included with the ordinary free Google Gemini experience. A supported Google AI Pro or Ultra subscription is required. Google AI Ultra receives the highest usage limits and usually gets the access to most experimental feature list. But Google AI Pro is comparatively more affordable, but with new features can sometimes arrive through a phased rollout. So simply purchasing Google Pro does not always guarantee that every new feature announced in the Gemini will feature immediately appear on every account. But in my case, Spark is already visible, so Gemini now gives two separate options, Chat and Spark. As you can see, I have the Pro model. Spark is designed for more complete objectives. Instead of only asking it one question, you can assign an outcome and allow Spark to plan multiple steps, monitors its progress, and produce a finished results. So I will switch from Chat to Spark, and this is a Gemini Spark home screen. The headline says put Gemini Spark to work for you. In the center, we have a large box where we can describe a task. Below that, Google is showing a few trending examples. On the left hand side, we have tasks, schedules, skills, and connected apps. Before creating a task, let me quickly explain the three main parts of Spark. A task is the complete goal. For example, research three recently updated digital tools and recommended the strongest topic for a YouTube video. A schedule defines when that work would happen. For example, run the same research every weekday morning. And a skill defines the method Spark should follow. For example, always prioritize official sources, include exact dates, mention limitations, and clearly separate facts from analysis. So the task is what Spark should archive. The schedule is when it should run, and the skill is how it should perform the work. Now I am opening the task section. Currently it says there is no matching task because we have not created one yet. The recent filter can later be used to view the recently created task and their current status. So let's create our first task. For this demonstration, I am assuming the role of a digital tools blogger or a technology YouTuber creator, which is mostly my use case, my real use case. The problem is that many companies announces updates every week, but not every update is useful enough for the complete video. So I want Spark to identify three meaningful recent updates and then recommend the strongest video opportunity. The opening instruction says act as a digital tools and technology research analyst. After that, I am asking it to research three AI productivity website building or created tools that receive a meaningful updates during the last 30 days. The last 30 days is the important because otherwise it may return an old popular update that is no longer timely active. I'm also defining the audience, blogger, YouTubers, freelancers. This helps us Sparks to avoid selecting tools maybe technically important. Then I am telling it to prioritize official product blogs. This does not guarantee every answer will be correct, but it gives us tasks a better source standard than random articles on social media. So this is still a useful multi-step research task, but it does not need external write access. And now the report is complete. Spark has titled it Executive Research Report Digital and Productivity Tools Update July August 2026. The first tool it selected is ChatGPT, work from OpenAI. From this section, Spark provides the name of the update, announcement, the changes, target audience, availability, and the limitation. It suggested video idea based on the allowing ChatGPT work to run freelance business workflow for 24 hours. Whether that specific title is the one I would finally use or not, the logic behind suggestion is clear. It is trying to find a topic with strong visual demonstration value rather than the only summarizing an announcement. As I scroll down, the second tool is Notion Custom Agent Trigger, and honestly, this is useful result. It has not only listed three tools, it has tried to think from a creative perspective and convert the research into possible video decision. Now let's see what happens when the same task of work is placed on a schedule. The page says schedule can run repeatedly, respond to events, or continuously monitor and react. There are the two main creation options visible here: create with Gemini and create manually. Creating with Gemini would allow me to describe the schedule conversationally, but I will select create manually because it lets me more clear to see the available fields. Currently, there are no schedules, so the page says add your first schedule. First, I will name this schedule create a tools update check. The default frequency shows here is weekly. We also have controls to selecting the days and approximate execution time. In this recording, I'll keep the weekday button and selected, setting the time around 11:15, which is after 4 minutes. This is important. The interface uses the word around. It does not promise execution at the exact second. Now I am adding the instructions like the schedule should check the official product blogs and release notes pages of Google Gemini, OpenAI, Anthropic, Canva, and Adobe. I am specifically telling it to ignore the minor bug fixes or the backend changes. This is important because releasing notes pages can contain many small technical changes that are not useful for the general audience. The output should contain more than the 5 concise bullet points, like the product name, announcement date, what changed, what it matters, and the official source. Now the schedule is complete and I will create it. Immediately after the schedule is created, Spark opens the related task thread and begins its first execution. On the right side, we can see the schedule called Creator Tool Update Check is attached to this task. It is listed as running weekly on weekdays around the selected times. Spark uses Google Search and its computer tool to review the latest information. The work panel shows the subjective is to summarize creator facing AI updates from the previous week. After processing the resource, Spark returns several results. One result is related to OpenAI introducing sign in with ChatGPT across selected partner platform and plugins. Spark says that this could matter to create and freelancers. It reduces the steps required to connect or create the accounts across supported productivity services. Another result is related to ChatGPT access for academic researchers. The output includes announcement dates, explanation, creator relevance, and official relevance, not source. So the schedule is successfully following the structure we defined, but there is another important observation. The schedule was intended to check five different companies, but the visible output heavily focuses on OpenAI updates. That may simply mean Spark considered those the most meaningful updates in the selected 7 days period, but it could also mean the research coverage was not perfectly balanced. So, when creating a schedule like this, I may improve the instruction further. For example, I could tell it to check each official page separately and explicitly report whether an update was or was not found for each one. This is why scheduled workflows often require refinement after their first run. Now that we have a tested task and schedule, now let's create on a reusable skill. Google describes skill as reusable instructions and additionally context that can be applied across multiple tasks. We again have two creation options, create with Gemini and create manually. There are also recommended skill template to upload further down the page, but so I will choose the manual option. The form contains three main fields: the skill name, its description, and its complete instructions. For the name, I am entering verified digital tools researcher. The interface uses a lowercase hyphenated format for the skill name. Then I am adding the description: researches, digital tools, software updates, and A products launches for the factual YouTube videos and blog articles. The description is not only a label for the user, it also helps Gemini understand what this skill may be relevant. If the skill name and description are too vague, Gemini may not automatically recognize the correct situation in which it should be applied. The detailed instruction will define the actual research process. The first instruction says that the skill should be used whenever a task involves researching a digital tool, software product, AI platform, website builder, productivity service, or a creator application. Then I am defining the source hierarchy. Spark should prioritize official products blogs, official documentations, help centers, release notes. It should mention exact announcement dates, release dates, supported countries, subscription requirements, whenever that information is available. It should also clearly separate confirmed information, company marketing claims, public opinions, and its own analysis. Now I'll click on create. Now we are back on the Spark home screen. Under the recent skill, we can see the skill has been saved successfully. To use the skill, can type forward slash inside the task box. When I type forward slash, Spark shows me the available skills. I will select verified digital tool research, which is the only one. For the skill test, I am entering the task. Use the verified digital tool research. Prepare 10 verified talking points for the YouTube video explaining whether AI website builders are now practical for freelancers and small businesses in 2026. The task should cover their main benefits, current limitations, pricing considerations, ownership concerns, and the situation where a traditional website developer may still require it. Now I will submit the task. Spark created a task called AI Website Builder Viability Assessment. In the right side work panel, we can clearly see two things under the skills and apps: Google search and verified digital tool research. So this confirmed that the Spark has actually applied the skill on the task. It is not simply saved somewhere in the skill library. Spark is using it as a part of current workflow. The task began researching AI website builder capabilities for 2026 and then creates a structured set of talking points. The result discusses that the practical benefits of AI website builders, the types of businesses they can serve, and the situation where limitations become more important. As I scroll down, the output sparks covers concerns such as pricing, vendor lock-in, portability, SEO, data ownership, privacy, custom functionality. It explains where they are practical and where traditional development remains necessary. Again, I would still verify statistics, pricing, and product specific claims before publishing them, but structurally, the skill has produced a much more useful content research than a vague one line prompt. Now, here is the connected app section. This is where Spark has become much more capable, but also where permissions become much more important. Google Workspace is shows as one group. It includes services like Gmail, Calendar, Docs, Drive, Keep, Sheets, basically all the Google products. Depending upon the supported action, Spark may be available to search information, create content, and modify items inside those services. We can also see other Google related services and third party connected apps. For example, Canva appears here as an example request for generating an Instagram story. Contacts is also shown as another available connection. The applications visible on this page can vary by account to account, country, or a rollout stage. Google's documentation currently lists Google Workspace, Google Search Services, YouTube, and supported third party integrations, including Canva, Dropbox, Instacart, OpenTable, and Zillow. As I scroll further down, we can see custom apps for Spark. Here, Spark provides a field where the user can enter their custom app link ending in an MCP server URL. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. It allows an AI system to communicate with an external tools or data source through an standardized connection. For example, a company could theoretically connect its own internal application, database, project management system, and another supported service. But connecting an MCP is still very different from asking Spark to search a public website. A custom server may receive information from the task and may also provide tools that allows the AI to perform actions. Google also wants the independent third-party MCP servers are outside Google direct control and can have their own security measures and data handling risk. This is a vast topic to look for and I will create a separate dedicated video for that in the future. For now, my final opinion after this practical test I see Gemini Spark is clearly more than renamed Gemini chat interface. The first task was able to plan and complete a multiple source research report. The schedule created a recurring created tools update workflow and automatically produced its first report. The skill stored a reusable research process and was successfully applied to a completely different topic. And the connected app page shows the how Spark could extend beyond public research into Google Workspace, third-party services, and custom MCP applications. For creators, bloggers, freelancers, and small businesses, the most useful part may be research, recurring monitoring, production planning, and repeated workflows. But the more applications you connect, the more careful you need to review the permissions, sources, and the completed actions. Personally, I would begin with public research tasks like the ones demonstrated in the videos. I would create a clear objective, define the allowed sources, avoid unnecessarily writing actions, and review the work panel while Spark is processing the task. I would not immediately connect every email account, business applications, and sensitive information just to make the agent more powerful. The biggest strength of Gemini Spark is ability to connect different parts of Google ecosystem and work in the background. But that access is also the biggest reason users should remain careful. So Spark is definitely an interesting and important step towards more agentic AI, but like every AI agent, it should be used with clear instructions, limited permissions, active supervision, and manually verification of important information. So that's all for this video, and thank you so much for watching it. If you want a practical comparison between Gemini Spark, ChatGPT Work, ChatGPT Schedule Task, Claude Cowork, or other AI agents, just let me know in the comment section below.